Hi, it's Jan Howell and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited about this tutorial today. As most of you know, I love to recycle things, and today I'm going to show you a project using upcycled zippers. These DIY zipper bracelets are super cute, easy to make, and something unique and fun that you don't see everywhere. I'm going to show you how to make 3 different styles using 3 different methods. This wide band zipper bracelet, this embroidery wrapped bracelet, and this center zipper bracelet. Make sure you watch to the end of the video because I'm going to show you a hack and a trick on how to put on these babies by yourself. That can be really challenging. I have a simple way for you to do that. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. First thing, let's go over the items and materials that you will need. The first thing that you'll need, of course, is a zipper. I have a great tutorial showing you how to disassemble projects and clothing and things to use the zipper, really easy to do, and some great ideas of other ways that you can use a recycled zipper. Or you can just buy them at the store new. Their zippers are really inexpensive. So get a zipper. You'll need at least 7 inches of a zipper for all of these bracelets. A pair of scissors. For this particular wide band bracelet, you will need a hot glue gun or some industrial glue. A pair of needle nose pliers, some fray check, some basic school glue. If you do want to embroidery on the bracelet, you'll need some embroidery floss and a needle. That's optional. And you'll need just a few jewelry accessories and parts. For each bracelet, you'll need 1 lobster clasp, a few small jump rings, an O-ring, and for this wide band bracelet, you'll need 2 ribbon clasps at 10 millimeters. For the center zipper, you will need your zipper, of course, and instead of using the ribbon clamps, you will need to get some of these crimp beads. And they're just a little bit different. They have the attachment on the end and you simply clamp around. So you'll need 2 of those, and then your joining accessories. And for the embroidery wrapped bracelet, you'll need a zipper and some embroidery floss, the hot glue gun, and your jewelry accessories, and the crimp beads. And for these 2 types of bracelets, you'll need a lighter. I like this kind. It's further from your hand, and I'll show you what we'll do with that in just a bit. Let's get started with this wide band bracelet. Obviously, we don't need to use the whole zipper. Decide which side of the zipper you want to expose. On this side, I can see the silver teeth. On this side, the zipper teeth are more pink. I like to expose the silver teeth, personally. I'm going to measure 7 inches, and the zipper can be separated. It doesn't need to be zipped together to start with. I'm going to measure out 7 inches. Now, if I were cutting off the end of this zipper and I don't want it to separate for other projects, just simply put a piece of masking tape over the end. That will keep the zipper pull coming off. And set that aside and save it for another project. Flip your zipper teeth to the outside, so you'll have to flip one around. And then we're going to apply a bead of glue down this bottom side and apply that along the edge there. You can do a little bit at a time, or you can do the whole thing. Just make sure that you work quickly so it doesn't dry. Bringing that edge of the top zipper along the inside edge of the zipper teeth. Pretty simple. Smooth that out. Now, if you're going to embroider something, like I have these little flowers on there, or decorate it with anything, you would do that before you glue it together. So I would take time to just sit and embroidery on that one of the top layers and then glue it together. Square off that edge. Like so. Take the fray check and just put a bead of that along the edge on both sides. This dries clear. It's going to be covered by the clamp anyway, but we want to make sure that that is not going to fray. Check both sides and see if you need to apply more glue. I think we are good. Take your ribbon clamp, place it over the edge of the end, your pliers, and clamp it together. Give it a good squeeze so that's on there pretty tight. Now we're ready to add the hardware. Take a jump ring there, open it up with your pliers, squeeze it together, add the lobster clamp to that, and then apply the O-ring to the other side. You can add that extra jump ring if you want. Just depends on how you like to do your jewelry. Let's move on to these center zipper bracelets. Pretty much all you're doing on this zipper is we're going to cut away the zipper fabric along the edge of the zipper, putting your ends on. We're going to finish off this edge either with fray check or your lighter. If you have a zipper that's all cotton, this method really won't work. It will singe it off, but it's still going to fray. So that's where the fray check comes in if you have an all cotton zipper. You can make any of these bracelets so they double wrap around your wrist. And I find that this center zipper bracelet is really cute to have wrapped around your wrist a couple times. I have this longer zipper and it has some cuts in it, so it's a perfect zipper to use for this purpose. Cut it to 13 to 14 inches. I'm going to get rid of that end metal piece. We don't want that. Take your scissors and cut down the edge of the zipper teeth on the outside. Now see how you have all this stuff fraying off? Let's see if it's a synthetic zipper and how you can tell it just kind of melts it. Take your lighter stick. I like to hold the zipper with a pair of pliers, then you're not going to burn yourself. Singe off those edges. On a smaller bracelet, this is a lot easier. Let that cool for a few seconds. Before we apply the crimp bead, you'll need to take off a few of these teeth at the bottom. So all you do is grab the pliers and grab the teeth and pull them off. All right. This is where the school glue will come in handy. Put a little bit on the end of the zipper fabric and just take your fingers and twist it. Makes it so much easier to apply the crimp bead. Since I want the metal side showing, you want to make sure that you put the crimp bead on correctly so the top shows and underneath is where you're going to clamp it. Just fold that over, clamp it down really well. I put one of those on both ends. Do the same thing. I have added a little charm to this bracelet. My O-ring. The other side I will add another jump ring and the lobster clasp. There you have your double wrap center zipper bracelet. Now to make the embroidery wrap bracelet, all you need is one side of the zipper. I have cut it to 7 inches and I'm going to trim off that excess fabric along the side of the zipper. I'm going to burn away frayed strands of thread. Let it cool a bit and then just take your hands and get all those extra pieces. Trim off any if you need to. And choose which kind of embroidery floss you want. Now you're going to be able to see just a little bit. I wrapped, as you can see, this was a yellow zipper, so you can kind of see the yellow, which is kind of cool in a way, but you don't really have to match the embroidery thread with your zipper. Measure out 4 times the length of your zipper, about 28 inches of embroidery floss. Doesn't have to be exact, but you want to make sure you have enough thread, you don't run out. Before I start wrapping, I'm going to remove a couple of those teeth on the ends of the zipper. So we have space for that clamp. I'm going to do 3 teeth. Depends on how big the teeth are on your zipper. Now here's a tip that I have found that really helps with keeping this embroidery floss from separating. And I am using all 6 strands of the embroidery floss, is to take a piece of beeswax, or you can use other kind of wax. You just simply make a crease in that wax edge and pull it through so that it coats the embroidery floss. Now this not only helps keep the floss from separating, is if the floss gets wet when you're wearing your bracelet, it's not going to corrode it. It makes it a lot easier to work with. Bring the ends of the embroidery floss and just kind of twist it around. I'm going to apply a little dab of glue to that and twist it. See how that just keeps it together. I think I'm going to use the smaller crimp bead on this one, since this just depends on how big your zippers are. This is kind of a small zipper. You want that to clamp down really tight. What we're doing is wrapping the embroidery floss between the teeth. This is a yellow zipper with red floss, so you can kind of see that a little bit better. Now a method that I have found that works really well is to just simply twist your zipper while you're threading it through those teeth. This is a fun little project to do while you're listening to a podcast or watching a program. It drives my husband crazy. I can't just sit and watch a video or a movie. I just enjoy doing things like this while I'm watching a movie or just relaxing outside. You'll just continue wrapping that until you get it all the way to the end. It's kind of fun to layer your bracelets, have different thicknesses, different colors. Now this zipper would be really fun to wrap. See how much bigger those teeth are. I finished wrapping this green bracelet. I've added the end clasps and I've added a cute little zipper charm to it. So there you have the embroidery thread wrapped zipper bracelets. Here's that little hack I told you I would show you on how to put a bracelet on by yourself. It's so frustrating trying to put on a clasp bracelet by yourself. No matter what technique, however you flip it, it just doesn't happen. I have a simple, quick hack for you on how to put this on by yourself. All you need is a bobby pin and your bracelet. Take the bobby pin, put it through that ring on the end of the bracelet, open up the clasp, take the bobby pin and just hold it in your hand like this, wrap the bracelet around, clasp, put it through that end clasp, pull out your bobby pin, and voila. So simple. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell so you can be notified when I put new things up. Check out my other upcycling and recycling videos and tutorials. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.